scroll down on that page. See use persistent stream key. Hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. I also live stream all of my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you would like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it get put together live, send me a message today. Alrighty, so today, this is a bit of a funny story, right? So a bit of a miscommunication between me and this customer. So we're going to do some RGB upgrades on his case here, on his build. It's a bit dark inside this case as is, so we're going to brighten it up here today. But the miscommunication was, the last thing I'd said to him about what day to come here, I'd said to him, yeah, come over on Sunday. And I don't know, I've missed what he'd said or something, and he just said, oh, I think it might be better tomorrow. And nothing else really got said about it since then. And he was saying, yeah, I'll come over around 12. And I'm going, yeah, 12. So 12 on Sunday. Yeah, sweet. No worries. And then he rocks up today at 12 and my wife's like, there's someone here. Who's here? Who's meant to be here? And I'm like, oh, because there's another guy who might be coming around as well. But I thought I'd hear from him on the phone first. Anyway. Came down, it was Stephen there, and I was like, oh shit, there's obviously a miscommunication here. And he's like, oh, I can get it done. And I was like, oh, I don't think I've got the parts. I need to pick up some parts and blah 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 blah. I was like, I've got the cooler, I know that. And I was like, I didn't think I had the fans and I didn't have the strips, but I found an extra 2 of these fans that I had that I didn't know that I had. I thought I only had 4 of them, but I actually had another 6, so that's a perfect number for this. And then I've just pinched a couple of RGB strips from another build here, so actually managed to do it. So that's good because he's driven down from the Sunshine Coast, so he doesn't want to hang around for too long. So let's get started here today. So this is our Lian Li Dynamic 11 case. So this is a really nice case and really easy to build in. And so what we've got here is we've got a Galahad 360mm RGB radiator, and we've got 6 Hurricane 2 fans and some aRGB strips as well. So it's going to really brighten this up a lot. And just FYI, you do have plastic on the inside here, and no, it's just on the inside there as well. So that will dull the RGB lighting effect. So you might want to remove it. Like it's not there because it has to be there. It's just there because yeah, basically because yeah, it's there for protection in shipping. And when I take it out of the while I'm building it and I put it down so I don't scratch it and stuff, that's why they put the plastic film on there. It's not something that's intended to stay on while you're using it. Alrighty, so nothing wrong here with anything. There's nothing that we really have to change too much. We're just hooking up RGB devices. So we've got a couple of headers here. We won't be using any, there's no 12 volt RGB in any of this setup, so we're only using the 5 volt header. And we have, yeah, we've got another 5 volt header down here as well. We've also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spare fan headers. So we've got 9 fans and 6 headers, but we should have at least one like 3-way splitter for these fans. And I got another two-way splitter here that we can use just in case. So let's start by removing these 2.5-inch SSD mounting trays from the bottom, so we won't be using them anymore. Hey Liam, how you going? Hey Nick, good to have you guys with us. So this is a bit impromptu. I was just caught a bit off guard this morning. I wasn't expecting to do anything like this. I still had my pajama shorts on and stuff when he came to the door. It's like, what's going on? Completely took me by surprise, but no, that's all right. I thought I had to go for a run out and pick up parts like immediately. I was like, oh shit, but no, I had to look around. I found an extra 2 of these fans, so we're in business. See, I'm going to make a mess down here now because I don't have a rubbish box. I was in the process of taking rubbish out this morning and doing all that. But nah, we'll get onto this. So, just want to undo all these little ties, and then we'll turn this case up on its side, and we'll start screwing these in. Take that back plate off as well. So we're basically just bolting in fans here today. It's not really a great deal to do. This build's been completed by Isaac down in Sydney from Titan Tech. Alrighty. So huh?
It's so exciting watching you do this.
Yeah, I know. Yep. And so I'm trying to do it without taking this power supply out. Nah, this power supply's got to come out, man. Okay. What are you laughing at? What?
Oh, that was a struggle.
Yeah, well, that's why you do these when you build it. Yeah, it's always harder to come back and do upgrades on a built PC than it is to just build it with those parts in the first place. That wasn't too bad. I wouldn't call that a struggle, I'd call that not straightforward. Alright, so got those corner bolts in, so it's really easy to do the last ones. Serious? There we go. Yep, alright. So now the top ones will be a lot easier to deal with. Got the hard part out of the way first. There we go, on 20 minutes, yeah, we're halfway there. The cooler is probably going to be the easiest part of the whole thing, like installing it. It's nice and easy in a case like this. It's nice, we've got the Lian Li case, the Lian Li cooler. Just needed Lian Li fans. But no, these fans have more RGB on them than the Lian Li fans. They move a decent amount of air too. So don't knock them till you try them. So all these fan cables can just get run through these holes here. I'm sick of being decapitated. Hello. first 6 in. Now for the easier 6. Okay, so now we have all of our case fans in place. Got some RGB strips here. Have to run the strips. Yeah, there's no other choice. Let's take this freaking power supply out again. That's always fun. Luckily it doesn't take too long. There we go. Okay, so all of our strips are in place, all of our fans are in place. Let's just get this cooler done. So we will need to take this hard drive cage out to avoid taking the motherboard out. So I definitely can't mount a cooler with this in the way. So here it is, the Lian Li Galahad 360mm radiator. It's really nice, says Lian Li on the side. Three fans. Now it says Lian Li in the center, but if you don't like the branding, there's a magnetic panel that sits over the top of it, so you don't have to see the Lian Li branding on the pump. That's pretty cool. So here's our assorted bag of mounting hardware and RGB accessories. So what have we got here? We have a standard AMD bracket. We have that magnetic plate that I was talking about. Standard hardware, standard hardware. Okay, so we will be changing back from the current cooler Okay. So I should have a towel as my eyes pull. Just got some isopropyl alcohol. We'll just give the CPU a bit of a clean off. Give everything a bit of a wipe down there. Okay. So we need to set up standard AMD mounting brackets now. My OCD is killing me. I want two of the same brackets. There we go. Okay, so let's put our standard AMD brackets on. Typical. Alrighty, got standard AMD mounting hardware back on the cooler, or on the CPU socket I should say. Now let's mount our fans. So we're going to have this cooler set up. Probably something like that. How are we going for time? 42 minutes. I got some comments on the screen, but my moderator has left the room, so I can't actually see. So sorry to anyone who's trying to talk to me. I've nearly got the fans screwed in. My favourite job. Oh, what a shame that's out of the way. Alrighty. Which way is it coming off? This way? Get rid of our Intel mounting bracket and we'll replace with our AM4 mounting bracket. Alrighty, so Oh, it only goes on one way. Okay. Graphics card is going to have to come out. I'm going to have to remove this fan to fit it in. Huh. But I forgot to do one of the bolts up on this fan, so I don't have as many bolts to undo. Let's try and look at the positives here. Okay. Well, let's actually put some thermal paste on here first. That might be advisable. It's going to be painful mounting it like this. That might help. Okay, home stretch. What's that? Yeah, I know, I've been missing the comments because you haven't been here. It's alright. Excellent. Okay. So now we're left with a whole heap of cables. So now's the fun part, we're going to wire it all up. So, we'll put this graphics card back. So what RGB stuff did they give us? Am I missing something here? I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay. Well, I'm just going to use one of these. An hour and 6 minutes. Okay. Okay, so that'll get our Lian Li's going. Plug these in like that. This is the last one. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Lian Li Dynamic 11 case. So plenty of room. You can fit 6 fans at the top, 6 fans at the bottom, and 3 fans on the radiator. Or you can just fit 3 fans there if you want, if you don't have a radiator. try and keep these cables as neat as we can while we do this. Obviously with this much RGB and fan, it's going to be a little bit, it's not going to be picture perfect. Okay, so all those RGBs are connected like that. Oh, but we don't have the one for cooler. Ah, there we go. Did have one. Thought that was a different shape, but the cooler was actually a different shape. So, okay. So we've got our fans to go, but we'll have a look at the rest of these RGB cables, and we'll get them sorted out. We can also put our hard drive tray back. Home stretch now. Where is the back plate? Here. Sweet as! Now let's get on to daisy chaining the rest of these up. There we go. Let's keep these fan cables separate. going to be a bit of a messy job at the back here, I can tell you that. But that was to be expected. But we'll tie it back as much as we can. There's our 3 fans on the radiator plugged into those spots. It's nice and logical. Three on the top. Two and 3 on the bottom. What will I do with these bad boys? Okay, so we're going to put a fan hub place that just up here. Yeah. I mean, I won't deny that part of the commercial incentive to do these videos is because the power of a video in terms of selling product is huge. Obviously, I do it for educational purposes and to be really transparent and gain trust with my customers. But obviously, it's an excellent marketing vessel. As someone who has worked in sales and marketing and FMCG industry for nearly 20 years, yeah, I can vouch for the power of video and the power of photos in terms of the ability to sell product. Alright, so still going to need 2 more fans. So where was... did have a fan splitter around here somewhere. Yeah, John, yours will be shipped off today, but you probably won't get it till Tuesday. I did express it, but the thing is, when you post it on Saturday, they don't pick up till Monday, so... I was sure I had a splitter and I haven't used it. Here it is. Oh, that's a triple. I had a double. Aha, here it is. Yeah. No, that's coming up later today. So that'll be the main one for today. This is, we're just doing a bit of a RGB upgrade on this case. It just needed to be blinged out, basically. Just not enough RGB bling going on. Can't have one of these Lian Li cases without heaps of RGB bling. That's just sacrilege. Alrighty, so now I can hook these fans up all up out the back. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work out. Yeah, I've expressed it for you, so you'll definitely get it on Tuesday. Yeah.
Let's put the connections in the
So these are addressable headers for the lights. So you could plug in cables there that will let you change the colours of the lights without any software or downloading RGB Fusion or whatever. They're optional. They don't really have to be installed. Okay. Hold that for a second. There's a bolt I dropped earlier. Okay. So, moment of truth.
switch it on.
Yep.
Power supply.
Yeah, it's on. What's clicking? Oh, hang on.
I think it's the bottom fan. at the back.
Yeah. Alright. So the RGB lights didn't come on because I didn't plug in the power to the controller that I've got them all hooked up through. Yeah, might be a good idea. Bloody hell. That was like searching for a needle in a haystack. Fuck. Okay, and there was a fan. Oh yeah.
The middle one's not obstructed either, is it?
Huh?
The middle fan?
No, no, that wasn't the problem.
Before you put that back on, tell me.
Huh?
Before you put it back, you turn it on again, see if it works.
Yeah, let's do that.
Top.
That's more like it. Sick. That is more fucking like it.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yes. Very much so. A couple of little finer details. You want to take some photos of it when we're finished the stream?
Tom says I think it needs a couple more fans.
Ha, definitely. Never have enough fans. Okay, yep. Alright. So I'm only 5 minutes over budget. That's not too bad considering everything. Not too bad. Oh. Oh yeah, well, there's actually no mounting screws to put one at the back on this case. So this case has slightly different dimensions to deal with. So it's designed with 3 fans on the bottom, 3 fans on the top, no fans on the front, but then it has this panel on the side. And if we turn it around, you can see that over here we've got room for the radiator, so it's going to suck in. Well, actually, I think no, we've got the fans blowing out of here. So we've got an exhaust here, and we're also exhausting down the bottom. So cool air is going to come in from the top, go down over everything. It's going to be blowing out the side and on the bottom. You could have it reversed around the other way. It's not really going to make much difference. The point is you've got nice balanced airflow in the case. You don't need to have another one on the back there. It's kind of unnecessary, but let's... Now it's not going to like... It's probably not going to like me doing this. I'm going to try do it anyway. Oh, we're just gonna... I want to do a quick stress test on it just to make sure that cooler's mounted correctly and everything's functioning as it should be. So I just want to boot up onto turn the power on. Can I have that HDMI cable? Yeah. Ah. Oh, it just started displaying. Okay, so okay. XMP. Where's advanced mode? Yeah. Oh, dude, it looks great. Probably looks better in person than it does like in the video. Oh, what am I looking for? Okay. Do you want to make the screen a bit bigger? It's going to work, or is it going to have a spack? It's looking like it's having a spack. Is there a reset button on there?
It's just the top button.
Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. I don't care. And yeah, Stephen, don't worry about what you're seeing here on the screen. This is, we are actually booting off this drive on my desk here. Yeah, look at this. It's just letting me know that I'm plugged into an operating system that's running off a USB drive. Let's get some internet. Let's get some Microsoft Store. Already got it, sweet. Alright, so we're not going to do a full stress test here. Sweet as. 70 degrees of the synthetic load. It's not too bad. So what we can tell here, just from running the test to this level, just for like one run, essentially, like about a minute, we can tell because the CPU is not spiking up to dangerous levels that the cooler's mounted correctly. And so, you know, like I was saying to Stephen, if he'd gone and spent like another $200 on a cooler and got like a high-end NZX T1, we'd only be seeing temperatures about 2-3 degrees cooler than this. So unless you're doing extreme overclocking and pushing a lot of voltage through the CPU, you don't really need to spend too much money. If you get yourself a decent cooler, like the Lian Li ones are good performing coolers. So I mean, it's just gonna stay here in the 70s. Even if we ran this as a full-on stress test with the graphics card also being stressed, it would also be a situation where we'd just be like, yep, it's fine, it's not overheating, it's not even going to hit to 80 degrees, based on what I've seen here. And so what this is Cinebench R23, so this is basically putting a very, very intensive instruction set on the CPU, much more intensive than what you'd get while you're gaming. It's what we call a synthetic load. Basically what it's doing is it's rendering this picture, it's just drawing this picture, one pixel at a time. But it's like, think of it as like it's doing that the hardest way it can possibly do it. So it's doing it, it's drawing this image and it's working as hard as it can possibly work to draw this image. And so what this allows us to do, what these boxes represent is, this is a 6-core 12-thread processor. So at any one time there's always 12 boxes on the screen that are filling up part of the image, drawing part of the image. Each one of those boxes represents one of the threads on the CPU. So 6 cores, 12 threads, always got 12 boxes working on part of the picture while we're running this test, because the CPU is being used at 100% for this. Go into memories, all good. Can change over here. So, oh, hang on, we got a, I thought you had a 3700, sorry, a 3600 in here. We got a 3700X in here. Jeez, you definitely needed this cooler. I thought you just had a 3600, man. Okay, so I lie, we're not seeing 12 boxes, we're seeing 8 boxes and 16 threads. So 16 boxes on the screen at any one time. Yeah, there it is, Ryzen 7 3700X. I'm sorry. It's because I didn't build it. I didn't build your PC, so I don't know what CPU you've got. So, yeah, you definitely needed that cooler, man. You don't get a 3700 or above without getting a decent cooler. But yeah, like, as you can see there, it's happy days. Not overheating at all. Nothing else really to it. So yeah, based on that, I'm confident to hand this back to Stephen. So as soon as Stephen wants to get going. Why does it want to install Razer gaming software? It's like found that on the other drive and it's trying to bring that up. That's okay. Let me just run this update on my SSD here. No, 3700's a great CPU anyway. Like, it's not as strong as an i9, like 8-core 16 thread, but it's way cheaper. So that's the advantage with 3700X. You can obviously get 38s as well. Yeah, so that's what it is. So even though I've got no traces of the software on my SSD, because there's another operating system on one of the other drives with Razer software, it's actually like pulling itself up on my SSD. It's kind of, I sort of don't like it when software does that, eh? It's like, man, you guys have crossed the line there, you know? Let the user decide whether they want to install stuff. Don't, like, yeah. But yeah, no, happy days. everything's all installed there, so you'll be able to control the lights just with RGB Fusion. If you have any troubles getting RGB Fusion to talk to the lights, if you remove the panel, it is a bit messy back there considering we've got, like, when we installed all these fans, right, we installed 9 fans, but there is now 18 extra cables, little tiny thin cables running out the back. And because I did this pretty quick, I've tied some of them down nicely, but a lot of it's just kind of stuffed in the back there. But the point of telling you that is there's a little tiny box. It's an RGB controller box. It's basically turns one RGB header into many, and we've got everything wired up through that box. And if RGB Fusion doesn't like talking to your lights, if you can cycle through, there's a little button on the box, you can cycle through all the different color modes that way. But it should, I don't think I've got RGB Fusion installed. Armory Crate. Will that, no, it doesn't have. Oh, got Aura Sync. It's not seeing the headers or anything. No. No, I don't have Gigabyte on here. Oh, it's a pain. Oh well. That's fine. I mean, it should all be addressable through RGB Fusion because it's all hooked up through the one header. But yeah, like I said, if not, it is pretty easy to change, and it's not hard to get that panel on. Everything just sort of fits in the back there and just gets tucked away. Sweet as. Well, this is all ready to be picked up now, so but that all worked out well because now it's definitely time for me to pick up the rest of those parts. So, alright everyone, have a good one. I'll catch you all a little bit later on, probably early this evening when we do the 3080 build. So catch us for that one, it'll be a good one. It's going in another Lian Li case just like this with a very similar kind of configuration. In fact, we're going to be using the same fans, the same cooler in it, but we're going to be doing an Intel 10900K with a 3080, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and 4.5 terabytes of SSD storage. So my friend, he doesn't want to worry about hard drives failing. He wants to buy something that's going to be good for 5 years. He's just like, yeah, I want it all basically. So we've spared absolutely no expense, and we've gone up to, it's nearly $5.5 grand, and it's just a 3080 build. And considering I've done 3090 builds for 5 grand, that goes to show how much we've actually spent on this for getting all the little parts right and stuff for it. All that SSD storage for 4.5 terabytes, that's expensive. But, you know, it's good. So, anyway, like I said, I'll catch you all later in the next one, and have a good one.